Welcome to TSRL's round 6 at Hungary. Today we will be starting off with quali. That is 18 minutes since we wait for this, one of our drivers to come out.
We are deep in European summer now, so make sure you're packing shade and sunscreen. It's likely to get hot out there this weekend. Temperatures can reach well over 30 degrees outside, so just imagine how sweltering it must be in those cockpits. At its debut, the Hungarian Grand Prix was etched into the history books as the first Formula One race held
As we
behind
hear
the Iron Curtain.
an engine start up, as make their way onto the track, as we see one of the Ferraris start to come out.
Making it one of the longest running events on the current calendar, appearing continuously without a break.
As we see all the cars plummeting out of the pit lane, as they start to weave, they start to warm their tyres, ready for the first. Hello. Is my bike working now? As we see Masso start his lap. As he plummets down to turn 1 and he tries to brake late, he just about gets it, trying to get the car rotated. He doesn't use any of the exit. That could have costed him a little bit of time as he swoops around turn 3. As it's a caution in sector 2 and 3, maybe someone has spun their car. Still a caution sector 1 and 3. You're good as the Aston Martin sets his best lap time, and so does Massimiliano. He just keeps it out there. No, it's not. Wait. Crap. My mic's looking. It should be fine now. I've had some troubles with my mic because we see Masso stop and cross the pit entry. It is quali, but we may see some sort of thing from the FAA. As we see Mayer there going wide and slightly losing the front end. Tries to use your exit, but I'm planning he's just on the warm-up. Yep, yes he is. He's preparing for his main lap. How good is he going to be? Goes wide to try and get that extra boost. Oh, and he loses the rear end just that slight bit, but he plummets down to turn 1. He's going to try and brake late, but is he going to get the car rotated? We know that lots of people in this game struggle to do that. He just about does. He uses a lot of that exit. As we plummet down towards the hairpin, trying to set his car up for up the hill, trying to get that maximum speed out of his car. He cuts the corner there. I'm not sure if that's his timeout. It must be because he slowed down. Yes, it is. You can see on the mini map. Oh, the track's red. Who can we go to? He's on a flyer. It looks like it'll be Supra. Never mind. He's on an outlap. So are many of the people set from Game Leisure and Mayor, who's just lost his time. As the Red Bull just about keeps it within the red line to plummet himself down the main straight. He's now on his lap as the lights are green and away he goes. He plummets down to turn 1. He goes really late. Is he going to get it rotated? He goes in there really fast. Yes, he is. This looks like only from the first corner it could be a good lap as we plummet down to the hairpin. and he has to lift there, and he's out of qualifying. He's lost the car coming out of the hairpin. He looked a bit wobbly going into it, and he's lost it on the way out. That's a caution sector 1 and 3. Can it affect anyone's lap time? As you see, El Maso coming around the final set of corners, ready to start his lap. Are the trucks going to recover the car in time, or is he going to see a Red Bull with one of his front tyres not attached into the barrier? As we go down into turn 1, he brakes nice, really late there. Is he going to get it rotated? Yes, he is. He barely even touches the white line. He's kicked it clean as he goes around the hairpin, comes out. A bit wobbly there as we see the recovery truck's doing a nice job keeping away that Red Bull. As Massa rides the curbs, missed the apex, could have lost him quite a lot of time as we head into the chicane. He takes that nice and clean, hits the camera on the curb as he swoops through there. Looks like he almost lost it, but no, he didn't. He's trying to keep it clean there. He nearly loses it. He goes sideways, looking all wobbly all over the track. Uses all of the exit there. Is he going to abandon this lap and save his ERS for the next lap? I'm not quite sure. He has to keep the going, and he pulls into the pits. Here we see the Aston Martin nearly losing the rear end, having to correct that car quite a lot, using all of the exit. He's going to keep it flat around here. He's going to use all of the exit there. He's going to swerve onto the mini straight. How's he going to do? He keeps it around there. He's going to try and brake late. So we get on the power as late as possible, as early as possible, sorry. He swerves around the final corner. What is it going to be? It's going to be a new fastest lap, a 1:15.8. Almost tying with Alfie's time. Just edging ahead that little bit. Is it going to be a double push lap for him? He doesn't look like it. His red light's blinking. He's got to be harvesting all that energy there. Yeah, as we see him slow down for the next set of corners. Sorry for that there, I was just checking my Discord. You see Amasso coming out onto his outlap. Here is the time where we'll start to see all the cars plummeting out the pit lane, just trying to get that last lap in, and we might have some traffic problems as we see a few people slapping on them new soft tyres, giving them a benefit. See the Aston Martin go off the track and preparing for his lap, or is he going to cross into the pit lane? Yes, he is. But the question is Sonny on a lap? It looks like so. As he's going to use all the exit there, he's going to swerve into this corner, try and get on the power as early as possible. Looks like his rear end could be a bit unstable. I'm not sure if I was just seeing that or it did look like. As he turns a bit too much, could have lost quite a lot of time there. Was that just a warm-up lap and he's going on to sort that now? Or was that the full lap? It didn't do as good as he did last time. Maybe by a few hundreds, but not by tons. He comes up the hill very slow. He's not on a lap, but I tell you who is. It's Il Masso. He's coming down. He's just got his out lap, trying to use all the exit, trying to build up all of that speed coming up the hill. He looks slow around there. I don't think he is on a hot lap. I think he's saving his tyres for that last one he can get. Master Rocket seems like he might not be, as his last lap he'd just been improving. This is a bit too much of that curve. Not sure if he is on the push lap, but he may be as he comes up the hill. Weaves into this corner, misses the apex as the Aston Martin starts to come up. We see him board the chicane. There's a caution at sector 1 and 3. Has anyone spun? Has anyone crashed? It doesn't look like it. As we see a little vessel from the Alpha and the Haas, so that on the mini map, just about crossing. I think the Alpha let them through there. As we hear Yin, who in this is Yin Mariz, saying he's got no straight line speed. As we see Game Leisure go off, he might just been getting away, out the way of the Ferrari. He's saying setup is messy, and is he going to be able to carry that into the race? Is he going to lose out on time that he could gain because of his setup? We will find out, as it's the 3-minute mark, and soon we will see everyone plummet out of the pit lane, as we have already 3 drivers on their out lap. And it's a caution sector 1, just like the Alpine slowing down to let the Aston Martin pass. As we see Lucas plummeting down to turn 1 on his lap, the lights are green, and the way he goes, we see everyone come out the pit lane, coming for that last lap. Beautiful turn, and maybe he lost a bit of time. He straightened out the wheel to use all that curb. Just as we see Mare and the Haas parked on the sides of the road to let Lucas through. It's a caution in sector 2 though. Is he going to hit the apex? He hits the apex. Gets on the power nice and early as the Ferrari's ahead. Is the Ferrari going to block him? Though he isn't. He goes onto the gravel. That could potentially mess up his lap time because of his tyres, as the Aston Martin just tops up his time around 2/10 away from P2, as he's now out. He's just retired from the session. He's just retired. I think he really thinks that 2/10 improvement is going to save him. I think it is too, because Alfie was really pushing out there. But what is it going to be for Lucas? Lucas plummets around the final corner. It's going to be a 1:16.6. That's going to put it in P6. As now everyone except from Max the Rocket is at least out on the track. As you see Mikey, he's 1 second down. He might give up this lap, he might not. We'll see what he does. See Game of Leisure 2 locking up them tyres going into the chicane. Really pushing out there. He's getting on the power early. Is he going to contend? The Aston Martin, no he isn't. He goes off the track. He doesn't lose his lap time, but he slowed down and he goes off again. That's his lap time over for him. Alfie is also retired. Sonny's lap is invalidated. And Mayor spun it. No damage, but he seemed to have just spun. Has he got internet issues? He's just stayed there, he's teleported. He knows there's nobody coming. He's now driving AI, and there's 3 seconds left. And there is quali. A few people that have finished their quali already. People aren't going to get their laps in, but is someone going to try and take pole? Masso is done. Massomo isn't done, but he's down by 11 seconds and not getting another lap. In my race, he's gaining. He's already up on his time as he plummets over the curb. His RPM goes down, he bogs out his car. That's off the track for him, and that's his lap done. That's him done. The only one that could be is Mare, but I believe Mare, he's hit the barrier trying to go into the pit lane. And that's quali should be done. As you see, the top 3, the Aston Martin, Alfie, and Masso lining up the top 3.
Due to a remodeled calendar in response to the global pandemic, Hungary took the third slot on the calendar.
To doing that. Hope I wasn't muted for long, but it's at least someone has readied up. Nobody listens. Well, some people didn't listen, as it's at least 30 seconds till that's out. As we hear the flickers, that means the faster they go, the closer we are going to the lights going on. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's away we go for TSRL season 6. It isn't away we go. Nobody. Yes, it is. Never mind. I thought that was going to be that glitch again. We had at the start of the season as we all bunch up, and this 3 wide, 4 wide going into turn 1 as the Ferrari gets taken out. Mare pushes, and it's a virtual safety car already. No, not Mare, sorry. Masso pushes the rest of the grid. That's definitely going to be a heavy penalty there, causing his teammate, who we all thought was trying to gift his the championship, out of the way and into the barriers. As everyone tries to group up, everyone tries to get as close as they can. The 2 McLarens have had a horrible start though. They're both in 11th and 12th in the last positions as the Aston Martin gets close to hitting Masso. We've seen Masso at round 5 using some strategies that the FA definitely didn't like. as we all try and bunch up. When is it going to be a go? Masso plummets off. Is it the end of the virtual safety car period? No, it isn't, as we see a piece of front wing flying in the background. Who has that come off of? Trying to search. It looks like it's come off the Haas. Yes, it has, as few people plummet into the pit lane. As there's new bits of flying front wing, as the Ferrari brake checks the Mercedes, it's definitely going to be a penalty for that, and we already know that. But let's focus on the racing. Masso gets a beautiful start as we see Alfie and Aston really close together. As we see possible race strategies. The one stop that I don't think is going to be very popular, especially in these races. The two stop probably going to be the play. We see everyone pass. Masso is trying to gain that gap, but Alfie is hunting him down. He's still gaining. There's a caution in sector 2. It looks like one of the AlphaTauris just spun round. Is now behind, and Masso and Alfie have already made 2.5 seconds almost to the Aston Martin. As it's the Aston Martin and Sonny battling, as the Haas likes to go wide, but that was at the back, and this side by side between the Haas and Gamer Leisure. He's going to try and stick his nose in. But don't see him. Gamer Leisure might have been knocked, unless if the Red Bulls just followed through. That he might have done. As we see Alfie gaining and gaining onto the back of that Ferrari. He's trying to be careful with his stutter, as you can see, as he does a bit of looking out, not helping the tyres. But little by little, he is gaining. You know who else is gaining though? It's Mare onto his teammate. He just lost a bunch of time just as I say that. But also Supra, he's getting quite close. But it's 2 tenths between Alfie, as he just made it just about side by side. 4 tenths. Alfie really wants this run. And he's got the DRS and he's got the ERS alongside it. Is Masso's taking the defensive line. Is he going to make it alongside? Yes, he is. And Masso gives him barely any room. Alfie just has to slot behind Il Masso. But he's not going to like that. As he's side by side through the hairpin. He's going to try and make the switchback. Is he? He's not going to get the switchback, but he's definitely going to get the better run up the hill. You can't really make a move here. You never made a move here. As he dips a wheel onto the grass, making him go deep. That's lost him quite a lot of time. Let's go back to the battle with the Red Bull, who's also gaining on the Haas for 3rd place. I never saw what happened to the Aston Martin though. He'd plummeted down. I've just realised he's plummeted down all the way from P3 to P10. I don't know what's happened there. I don't know if that was he was one of the ones who boxed at the end of lap 1 or not. As Alfie just gets in reach of that DRS, he's going to use his ERS alongside it. That's not very good how he's using up all of his ERS already. He dives down to turn 1. He brakes really late. Masso loses the front end slightly. Just in that corner alone, he's gained 3 tenths on Masso. He's gained another 10th on that corner as they plummet up. But I believe it's turn 4. As Alfie goes off the track, I don't think it's any warning there. Just carries a bit too much speed. He really wants this. It's now 4.3 Alfie is new to this league. I believe it might be his first race. I can't remember about him. As we see Supra get a time penalty. Supra, it looks like, is gaining on the Haas. He's lost a bit coming out of that corner. No, who hasn't lost a bit is Alfie. He's in now 2/10 as he loses the car. He puts it in the wrong gear, making it 6/10. But now it's 2/10 from Supra to the back of the Haas of Sonny. Sonny doesn't get the best run up the hill. As Alfie now drops below that 1 second gap, meaning he will no longer have DRS if it stays this way. The Supra is really gaining. Mayer is out of the Grand Prix. And a safety car has been put out. I don't know how that has happened, but that's going to group all the pack together. That's going to tell a whole nother story for the rest of this race. All the people that pitted on that one are just about going to have the benefit. As a safety car now waits for them just after turn number 1. So I'm getting call. I don't know who it's from. It's from Mayer. Possibly. Sorry if you heard that. I think you can. But now most of the grid is bunched up. It's just the AlphaTauri that I think is spun. As we think Mayer wants to join the commentary box with us. Let me just call him and join the call. Welcome, Mayer, to our stream.
Join commentary VC, please.
So I guess we're not. I don't know if he does want to commentate. As he does.
Hello, I'll need a new invite.
Welcome, Mayer, to the stream as a safety car.
I don't know if I can hear, if the people can hear me correctly. Can you invite me first of all?
I think they can. I have my desktop thing enabled. Check this.
Okay, invite me back. Yeah, I can't because I can. Actually, if you mind waiting a few seconds, I'll open it on the laptop because I'm on a call with my phone, so I can't actually listen to the stream on my phone right now. So I'll take a look. Okay?
I didn't understand one word of that. As the
Yeah, I
safety
know.
car lets everyone past,
Yeah, it's a glitch.
not sure
It's the
why.
glitch. It's the
It should
glitch
be
in the
the
game, man.
glitch.
Yeah,
Look,
it's a big glitch. It's been an issue in the past, and that usually disqualifies some people. So we'll see about that.
this could
Hopefully,
mean the
no one
safety
gets.
car could last longer than we were
Yeah,
expecting.
yeah, almost. Just going to back to my crash, and it's just so unfortunate. Just one the car in the on the exit of turn 5. Got on my front left and rear left a little bit onto the grass. Like Sergio Perez didn't qualify in real life and just tried to catch the car but went into the barriers a little bit too. It was not a high speed accident, it was like 60 miles, but just enough to make my suspension to go off. So really unfortunate.
Thank you, Mayor. As we see El Maso going faster than everyone else. I don't know if they've allowed them to break their delta point, or if
There's
Masso's
no
just gonna
delta
go
right
really
now.
slow.
There's no delta as you're catching the safety car
Well, there is
when you
delta
stop.
now, as we're behind the safety car on board El Maso. What do you think his thoughts would be in this sequence of the race, man?
Yeah, yeah. That's just looking at the team radios. Alfie's been on the team radio saying that his hard tires feel horrendous right now.
Alfie
As
has
he's left the
left
session,
the session.
I'll invite him home. Yeah, but he's saying his hard tires are gone right now, so we'll see about that, how that plans out, because I know a lot of drivers on hard tires right now. Thankfully for Alfie, we're under safety car. But we'll see if that it's gonna affect him in any way, shape or form.
We'll see. Is the safety car going to be in this lap?
I assume it's
As
gonna
the
be,
safety car is in this lap, Alfie
yeah,
has to get back in this lobby before the safety car restart. Masso has got to go really slowly, let the safety car have its space while it pulls into the pits. Is Alfie gonna get in time? As I'm
I
just
believe
gonna
not,
invite.
as it looks like. I've been inviting for a while, but I believe he hasn't received any of them. I'll invite him again. You can just follow the race as you are streaming. Here we go, safety car's in this lap.
As the safety car's in, and Masso already got above 1 second gap, but Sonny's gonna gain on Alfie. How much is Alfie gonna lose? He's gonna
Look at the
obviously
background, look at the
lose
background. Oh,
quite a
that's
lot.
Laser. That's Laser getting past also Sonny there, who's
As
trying to
it's
fight the
almost 3 wide,
Ferrari.
as it's all so close that the Mercedes almost hitting the back of the Ferrari, as the Ferrari's trying to go side by side
Yes, I'm looking
with
just,
the
I've been
Haas.
looking at the pit stops because there's a few drivers, including Damien and Yin, who have already pitted. This is benefiting them as we see Yin very close to the back of the Ferrari at the exit of turn 5.
Alfie now has dropped down to P9 with a Supra in the Red Bull very close to him. What's it going to be though? Gamer Leisure is only 3 tenths away from Masso. Is he going to be able to compete from the win?
We'll see about that.
As we see
Just
about
trying to get
that, as
Alfie derailed
Masso
right now.
goes for the defensive line. Is Patrick going to get the switchback? Yes, he is. He's alongside now, trying to get the switchback again. As Masso just cuts him off, leaves in no room as he's side by side trying to round through the last corner. I don't know what I was saying there. Got messed in my words.
Look at behind that very, very wobbly rear end there for Yin. Just wondering how
As it's
good are
side
those
by
mediums
side
compared to the
into
hards?
turn 1 as they touch wheels almost.
Yeah, I'm just looking at
As
the tires right
Patrick
now.
hits the back of Masso. I'm not sure if there's any damage. I'm just going to have a look
It
now.
looks like no. It looks
I'm
like
trying to
no
look very
damage for
close. It
Patrick
looks...
right now, but we're looking on those tires because few drivers are on a fresher tires than others, so it's gonna be
As
interesting to
Patrick
see how Patrick.
loses the rear end
Yes,
and spins, hits the wall, is he
looks
out?
like rear wing damage.
I'm not sure.
Looks like rear wing
Matto's going
damage.
to do
Looks like
his
wing damage.
strategy.
Yeah.
Matto's going to
Look,
do his strategy again. He's going to let his teammate pass. As his teammate now slows down, it's all on Matty.
look at
As
Lucas.
now the
Lucas
Aston
going wheel
Martin,
to wheel
it's
there
all
with the
behind.
Aston. Lucas going wheel to wheel with the Aston there, and Lucas just getting past him, but that's spin for Gamer Laser. Patrick, he's spun again, that's must be a damage.
And it's side by side for the Alpine.
Patrick's out.
Oh,
Patrick is out. Do we get a safety car? That's going to be a thing.
Patrick out. It's so far only a caution in sector 2. It looks like his AI is pulled off to the side nice and safely as it's DRS enabled. It's side by side for the two Ferraris. Is he going to put up a battle? No, he's not. But the Mercedes is. The Mercedes chucks it up the inside as Gamer Leisure leaves the session. He's had enough. He's not very happy with his spin. The Ferrari's really going to try. He's stuck his nose up the inside. What's it going to do now? He's left the position. No, he hasn't. It's side by side. He's still side by side. The Mercedes gonna try and leave as much room as possible, but Matto's gonna try and leave him no room as he slipped through Il Masso. It's like a karting race. Everyone's so close together, almost touching, as we see the Mercedes losing its front end slightly.
Yeah, the one reason for everyone being so close to each other could be that they are all on the medium tires except Alfie, who is still reporting those issues as we see Marcus trying to make a move on Yin but having to defend against Lucas at the same time. Also the Aston Martin very close as we see Yin trying to get past Massive.
But now it's side by side.
It's like a deja vu from Austria as we see now Marcus attacking. They're all trying to get past Massive, who's slowing down to help his teammate, of course.
As it's nearly 3 wide, the Red Bull and the Mercedes with the Ferrari are all having a battle. El Masso wants this P2, he still wants to go in the championship, as we see the Mercedes nearly losing his rear end. He's made a little bit of contact with the Red Bull, but I don't think it's quite enough. But the Aston Martin and the McLaren is side by side once again. The Supra's getting closer and closer. It's now side by side. A Supra gets forced off the track, and forcing off the track means Mercedes round the outside. But is that Mercedes safe from behind? It looks not, as Mercedes loses slightly his rear end.
Okay, I'm just looking at the cars behind. I just saw Max disconnecting, so that's going to be interesting to see. But Il Masso, they doing very big job to defend against Danny. Here comes Marcus on the inside down the short straight. He's got alongside. He's still alongside Masso. He's on the outside towards the penultimate corner. We go wheel to wheel. Still Masso leaving in enough space. He goes to the pit lane entry almost towards the final corner. Who was behind at the detection point? It looks like it was Marcus. He's going to get the DRS open. Down the main straight we go towards turn 1. Marcus is still alongside Masso. He's deploying a lot of battery here. He's got past him now. He's going to have to defend against Yin as well, who's gone for it. Oh, Masso, a little bit contact with Masso and Il Masso there. And Yin, but Masso holding that position, but was that a little bit too aggressive? What do you think about it?
It's all too much. It's all over the place. If someone spins, it can be anything. If there's a safety car right now, it's literally going to be all over the place. Anyone can win.
Yeah. But the fact about this, everyone being so close to each other, it's a cruel. If you spin, it's catastrophic. Or make a little mistake, you're going to lose so many positions. Oh, they have 2 Hasses behind. They're falling a little bit backwards, but they are looking for a fight with each other. Will we see team orders? We'll see about that.
As it's side by side now, as he slipped through, I think Mikey's just given Sonny the position. Sonny is definitely faster. I think
Yeah,
they're
I
going to
believe
try and
that's
help
team
each
orders
other.
from Noah there. From
They're
the
going to
team
try.
principal, we'll have a look on the post-race as we see Marcus. Just to the final corner, he's hanging close to
And it's
Damie
Supra
now,
who's
so
gaining and gaining on the leader of Summer Papero. Is he gonna maybe make a move as he pulls to the inside? He's at slightly alongside, but he's gonna make the switchback. Is he alongside? Yes, he is. He's gonna try and smooth it. He's gonna tell him he's there as they make contact. As the Ferrari pushes the Red Bull wide. What is the Red Bull gonna think about that now?
yeah, I'm just looking at it. I was not looking. I'm just looking what's happening from the team radios and all that stuff. Just team drivers complaining about tire wear maybe. Could it be an issue as we're already on lap 15, but we've had few laps on the safety car, so how much will that extend those first stints on the mediums before going to softs or the hard tires, depending on the driver's preference?
As the Red Bull and the Ferrari are practically touching. Red Bull tried to send it up the inside, but now is he going to try and he gets pushed off the track. That's definitely going to have an investigation there.
That's gonna be looked by the stewards as I got the note, it's under investigation by the stewards. The incident between those two, and we've got yellow flag, and that is Alfie.
As
That's
the
Alfie
Alfie has spun round, is caught in the sector 2. Is he out? Is there going to be any sort of safety car? Is there any damage? As it's alongside and it's just passed for Supra. He's going to take the defensive line. He's not having none of that. He's bored of seeing the rear wing of the Ferrari.
Is this the first time we have a Red Bull leading this season? I don't know, but just looking at Team Radio, Alfie is just saying sorry to his team and apologizing for them as we see the Aston Martin going wheel to wheel with the McLaren, getting past him. So Lucas falls down to 6 behind the Aston Martin of mate there. And look at the gap right now at the sharp end. He's pulled out 1 second. He's out of the DRS range of Damie. What's this going to mean for the Ferrari? Are they going to do the swap now?
I'm not sure, but I tell you, I think that the Ferraris are going to try and help together because Il Masso is sticking right up there, but he's not going to try and make the move. They're going to try and work together. They're going to use each other's DRS to try and catch back up to the Red Bull. They want this championship and they're definitely fighting for it. But are they going to watch out? Yin straight behind and is side by side. He pushes off of the track and he spun it, and the McLaren of Lucas has hit him too. That is definitely a full safety car. That might be an investigation. The Ferrari has pushed him into the wall. And that is not a nice Is that not a nice crash? As Alfie's going to get a huge benefit. Alfie is spun. Is he going to catch up to the safety car before the end of it though?
Yeah, he will. But I was just looking at Marcus right now because he was super close. He was alongside that safety car into turn 1. He was just about to catch it, but he just made it past it. So he is still gonna have lap not behind the safety car. If he would have catched it, that would have been perfect for Damie, as he would have gotten the back of the pack there, having made that pit stop, while everyone else would have not been able to make that pit stop. They would have all been bunched up behind the safety car. So that's very lucky for Marcus there.
Yes, it is indeed.
And this is going to be an interesting to see from Lucas and Yin as they are of course partner teams.
They're not going to be happy with each other. It's the McLaren and the Mercedes. Everyone knows that combination. Everyone knows they're good friends. But is it going to be good friends between Yin and Lucas? We'll find out after the race.
It's going to be a big day for the team. Oh, as we see Masso was coming into the pit lane. Was that just a lag? Because in my screen I saw him wobble over.
But what tyres are they going to be on? As they put on the hards, I believe. I think it's going to be the one stop for a lot of people. Is anyone going to put on the softs and try and do a 2-stop?
That's so close. Mate has got past Masso there. Mate is past Masso during the pit stops. Has his double stacking. Will that affect the AlphaTauris? No. But yeah, Mate got past Masso there during the pit stop. But Damie leads the Grand Prix now, back again. So yeah, that safety car definitely benefited him.
As we see them all bunch up again, it's only 8 people, so all you want to say is stay in the race. You will get points no matter if
Yeah.
yeah. But if you crash, it's points over.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the team radio. Yeah, both Lucas and Yin, they're not blaming each other quite a lot, but for one driver they are blaming Master. So, do you think his strategy is a little bit too dangerous? As we see
Possibly
him
could
moving
be.
under braking a lot and defending very hardly that position. Is that a little bit too aggressive? Maybe.
Maybe we'll see. Maybe the stewards will have a look at it. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll keep it safe. Depends how many issues there will be in this race. But we all know Ferrari, with their strategy, they're going to try and keep it as simple as possible. They have the chance,
Yeah,
if they
that's
do well in all these races until Il Masso retires, they could possibly get the championship.
yeah. I just wonder how much, how for like, I mean, how. What am I trying to say? I just wonder how long is Masso gonna be allowed to do that? Because at some point he's gonna cause a massive crash by doing that, and that might have just been the crash. But we'll have a look after the Grand Prix with the stewards. Of course, as we see, ooh, that's Masso getting alongside the mate Aston Martin of May. Did he lose overtaking cars to the car in front? I'm
He
not quite
did.
sure, but that's quite close.
He's reunited with his P3. He dropped down to P10, but he's made a monster battle in only just 19 laps to bring it back up to P3. We all know that everyone can win here. Everyone is a good driver. Sonny and Mikey are both proved that they can do just as Il Masso can.
Yeah, I'm just going through the replays right now, trying to get the POV off from Ian here just to see his crash. So I'll take a look in a moment. And yeah, just looking at the tire choices for Emily, this is quite an interesting one because we see a lot of drivers on the hard tires, but then we've got drivers like so we've got drivers like Max Alfie on 3-lap old mediums, which are going to be very hard to take to the end, and also Mate on those fresh mediums, but still going to be a very hard job for him to take those till the end. He's going to be fast initially, but that tire wear might come and hunt him later. Also, an interesting talking point is the fuel, because this track is very fuel heavy. You lose a lot of fuel. You might have needed to overfuel the car, but we'll see if these safety cars are benefiting, and they're not going to have to do that much lifting posting.
Yes, sorry, man, but it is safety car in this lap. Everyone gets ready. Everyone's hearts are beating. Anyone can win it here, but they can't win it on the first corner. But is anyone going to think that they can? As Il Masso tries to get alongside the Aston, as the front Ferrari brakes while accelerating, that could be a
Masso.
penalty. As Masso is trying to overtake mid-thing, but the sideboards are green and it's away we go. No positions off the bat. It's closing and closing as the Haas goes side by side. No positions made though, as it's already 7/10 from the Ferrari to the Red Bull. But the Aston is really not liking the look of that Oracle sign and wants to get past it. As it's all still so close.
Look how close Max is hanging to. Oh well, he's lost a little bit of time.
As it's side by side now. Just about cuts in. I thought he'd taken him out then, but he's just about saved it as Lucas leaves the session.
Yeah,
out of anger from his crash earlier.
We'll have a moment to discuss about the crash of had a look on a few POVs on that, but we'll see when the situation neutralizes after this restart, as we see all of them making their way very nicely in a single file line, with Davey pulling over 1 second gap already to Marcus, but we know Marcus is a little bit faster maybe, but he's under big pressure from the Aston Martin behind. And so here comes the Aston Martin towards turn 1. He's gaining on Marcus. He's alongside of him on the outside of turn 1. Marcus defending the inside line. He tries to go for the switchback, no
As he
cross,
goes for the
and
switchback and it's long
still
side
alongside.
just about.
He's still there, he's still hanging, but Marcus I think has got the inside and got the position covered there. Yes, he has. Speaking of hats, we've got the two Haas cars going very, very close to each other down here, with Alfie putting a lot of pressure to them, both of them right now.
As Alfie has now got a 3-second time penalty, he's pushing a little bit too much. That's when he's setting back, and it's now 2 tenths. He's really trying to gain Max the Rocket. Has got 3-second time penalty again for, I reckon, track limits here.
Okay, do you feel like maybe having a good moment to discuss the crash? Well, maybe not, because we see Mate pulling super close to Marcus here through the final corner. Nate, of course, in his home Grand Prix for the Aston Martin, in his debut for TSRL. It's been a pleasure to see to him
As his
enjoy
DRS.
his own race. But he's just a little bit too far, I believe, from Marcus, even with the DRS.
He had no DRS, mate, and he's trying to save it. He wants it. As his DRS enabled this lap, he's 1 lap too late. He could have got it this lap, but who knows how much he's going to lose or gain as he drafts it almost around there.
Yeah, I was just looking, thinking, because I've actually been watching the sprints and the DRS enabled 1 lap earlier. But of course, the interesting thing about Hungary, we can talk about that, is that there's only 1 detection point on the track. So when you are behind in the
as we see the Red Bull spin and he's out of the race, his safety car. Oh, what a bad crash. I feel so bad. He was too under pressure. He was focusing on the rearview mirror. He wasn't focusing on how much traction he had. I feel so bad. He was in for points. He was in for a podium. But now Masso's going to get the determination to make it a Ferrari 1-2, as it's a Ferrari sandwich for Mate.
Well, we'll see how Mate can pull, but what will this do for the strategy? I'm looking at Alfie and Max
as he
right
fakes
now,
going into the pit lane.
Who's coming into the pit lane, because they're in the mediums. Alfie's coming in, Max stays out, very much in the line, but Agro Alfie's the only one to react right now for this, as he's commentating his radio, I think, listening. He's saying we are very lucky guys with this safety cost. Well, he's now going to get the chance to go to the soft compound tire with 13 laps remaining, and those two of them being under safety car. So that's going to be 11 laps of racing on those soft tires, which should be doable.
The first 8 laps is going to fly, but then last 3 he's going to start to drop out. But how much he's going to drop out is the question.
Yes. Just looking at the crash right now on the replay. We'll first have a look on the crash between Matzo and Yin. So Matzo had a little bit of a wobble at the exit of the last corner there, the penultimate corner, and Yin went on the inside of the final corner. Matzo turned in a little bit too early, maybe hitting his front tire to his front right tire to Yin's front left tire, causing Yin to half spin. He lost his end plate, but then Lucas just behind wasn't able to react and hit the back of the Mercedes and DNFing both of them. Also, yeah, and I'm looking at the crash between for Marcus. No, it was just cracking under pressure to go into the curve on power, maybe a little bit too much early there, and just wasn't able to keep it going. Just a little bit unfortunate.
Yes, but I think it's going to be one more time round with the safety car. The driver's going to try and prepare, get his tyres to the fullest. And especially, mate, he's going to really try to get past that Ferrari. It's his debut at TSRL and Aston Martin, and he wants this win. He wants to prove how well he can perform. But El Maso is going to try and do the opposite. El Maso is going to try and use his defensive tactics. He wants to keep the Aston Martin behind his teammate.
Yeah, I was just looking into Alfie's team in this radio is feeling very comfortable right now, apart from the soft tires. Also feeling not so comfortable right now. I assume he's Jamie, because he's not got his teammate behind him in the restart now. He's got the Aston Martin now, right behind his rear wing. So that's going to be an interesting to see. Only 7 cars remaining on this Grand Prix. Of course, we had no Williams cars or neither of no Alfa Romeos racing today. But that's
Yeah,
going
we
to be an
got.
interesting to see on that front. Just looking under the safety car on those tire compounds. What do you think? I feel like for right now, he's going to start to feel a little bit tired of Nate on those medium tires. He's still got 10 laps to go, 11 after this one. So he will probably make it to the end, and these safety cars have benefited him a little bit, but it's still going to be a little bit of a struggle for him, and that could invite Masso, even Mikey and Sonny to go for it.
Yes, it is, and it's safety car in this lap. How can mate try and get past him? All the pressure's on him. As
He is slowing down right a lot, as Masso is alongside of him already, just trying to see, because Team is going very slowly. The instruction is try to go over 45 miles per hour just so no one behind has to ghost. He's going 40 miles per hour right now, which is still okay.
he's gonna
As we get
accelerate.
going, Massa on side. Massa was on the inside. That's going to lose some time for Nate. And we'll see about that as he makes contact with the house towards turn 1 now. It's 3 wide almost into turn
As
1.
he's 3 wide,
Have
as Mikey goes straight on, doesn't focus on where he's going, and that's contact between that AlphaTauri and the
and
Alpine.
that's
He
fronting, that's the
spins
front wing.
him round,
As we see
and Il Masso's
Masso's
side by side
Masso's
with as he nearly loses the car. Il Masso's trying to get everything out of this race. He wants a position as they make contact.
Contact. Oh, that's just. Oh, that's him out. He retires
As he
from Grand
retires from the
Prix.
session. I don't understand why he retires. It's no
That's gonna be a
damage.
penalty because he has retired on track manually. As the regulations say, if you want to do DNF manually, you have to do it on the pit line. But we'll see that. I believe he was just a little bit too aggressive because Massa was a little bit slow through that corner. But this is gonna be a great day for Ferrari as we see Alfie there, and yeah, that's Max the Booker just spinning. I feel like I think it was his end plate, if I'm, or it could be Mikey's end plate, which was left at turn 1, and I'm not quite sure whose it was.
This is Masso's trying to just back off, keep him from behind, give much gap to his teammate, but is Sonny really close behind. Some people calling this race Battle Royale. I don't know if we can quite call it that, but it's definitely been a lot of destruction.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Masso's throttle usage right now. You'll really see he's not going full power for a long time out of the corners. Is that just because of he's not confident on the power, or is that just a strategic move? I feel like it could be this option.
I think it's a strategic move. As we did last race, he just tried to let his teammate through. He did get it done, and we lost some overly dirty maneuvers to try and keep the gap as much as possible. He's just trying to keep the Haas behind. He wants to gift the championship to his teammate. We all know they can do it, as Ferrari are very powerful team this season.
I'm just, I'm thinking about it. Because even though Jamie might win these few Grand Prix, he's still not gonna be guaranteed to win that championship. Just looking how close is aggro to Mikey right now.
As it's side by side, and it's DRS enabled. Is really close.
No
They're
DRS,
almost
no
touching.
DRS. There's no DRS, it's just pure ERS usage. He's using a lot more ERS than Masso is. Masso trying to look for the place to go.
As Masso spins it, as he just
That's
loses the
Mikey.
rear end.
No, that's Mikey. Mikey just forgot to brake and just took Massa out. Virtual safety car deployed.
It is. Masso got a little bit of what we call karma there for keeping Sonny so far behind.
Yeah,
It's only virtual.
his teammate has taken the action to his own hand, risking a penalty. But that is something, and we have a mate going in the radio that this message destroyed his own mate. He's gonna come back in Italy as Mikey was the Mikey trying to take out Masso again. Masso avoids him this time. This is gonna be interesting to see.
I think we're definitely going to be investigating the half point. This race, half points. It's not looking like a full-on TSRL race at the moment.
I don't feel like it's gonna be open. I'm just feeling like yeah, it's gonna be full points, but I feel like we're gonna have like 2,000 investigations. Of course, points and sponsorship money only to the finishers and market value. That is something to remember. Also, McLaren having those double DNFs, that's gonna be a big crash to pay. Also, a lot of penalties coming in the way of Ferrari and have right now the gap between Sonny and Dame is 4.5 seconds, as Dame is pulling out a half a second per lap as it seems right now, but Sonny's got 1 lap younger. So it's just looking at the last lap times by both drivers. Dame set 28. Well, last lap was on the virtual safety car. Now in the first sector it's 28.7 for Dame, and for Sonny it's currently 28.6, so he's a tenth faster in the first sector. But he's still losing a little bit on the gap, remaining quite steady as he's having a lot of work to do on his rear end. Just looking at Alfie here, well, he's catching the Sonny in a rapid pace. He's gonna get that P2 very surely, but will he be able to catch up to Damie by the end of the lap? He's going for it already through the penultimate corner. He's gonna have to wait until the main straight as he's almost pushing the Haas through the final corner. DRS is running out of DRS as you see the red light flash. It's a low battery right now. Sony has a lot of batteries defending the inside, but I feel like those soft tires are gonna make Alfie fly around
And
the
it's
outside. He goes off track, but he is rejoined ahead of Sony. We'll see, is that leaving the track and gaining an unfair advantage? Yeah, the gap is now 5.7. Of course, those two lost a little bit time on that battling, but now we're just looking how long we can, how long can this soft tires last, and how much faster he is. He's already 2 tenths off on the second sector right now to Damie. Yeah, as we see points for only the finished drivers, chat. What are your thoughts? Because right now, Agro is gaining. Alfie is gaining. He's gaining a pace of 7 tenths a lap. What's it's gonna be what? 6.5 laps. He's just gonna run out of laps, maybe.
He's just going to run out of laps. I reckon if there was a few more laps, or if a safety car bunches him, he will have it as he just nearly loses the rear end of that Alpine. I think his goal at the moment isn't to catch up to the P1, but is to get out of that 3-second window to the car behind.
Oh, yeah, of course, that thing still, he has to gain 8 seconds, so there, I feel like the win is going to be a little bit too much out of contest there, as with the radio from Il Masso. He's saying on the radio, "No, Mikey, no, that was so not right." And I am gonna have to agree with that one. Yeah. We're just looking to see, because I feel like this race has been a lot of chaos, but we'll see how that will go. What's the last time we had under 5 drivers finish? I think it was on the year 1989 maybe, in the Belgium, something like that. No, we'll have a look on that later on. Just yeah, it's not the most wonderful Grand Prix and nowhere near Wonderland.
It would be practically every race under 5 drivers at the league. Me and Mare and quite a lot of the drivers in this league were in before. I'm not going to call that the name of that league, but it was definitely a lot of mayhem in there.
Well,
But it's a new start for us as we see Alfie get out of that 3 second hold. For now, he's in provisional P2.
He's only gaining 3/10 now on the last lap. I mean, he's still gaining a lot, but I feel like there are 8 seconds. Now, what's now 7 seconds, just too much. It's just unfortunate, unless Jamie makes a big mistake, but he's still under big pressure to go on and push. Also, we're gonna have to see about that penalty for Jamie. And oh, yellow flag, and that is Masso.
Yeah, and it's Masso.
That's Masso. He's waiting for Mikey, I believe. Or it could just be a mistake, I believe. Yeah, I was thinking, because yeah, well, those points are still gonna matter for him. But yeah, he's definitely slowing down. Masso is backing up. Well, this is gonna get good now. And well, we know how that response is gonna be. This is gonna be, I feel like Jack, the only right thing to do right now. If Masso takes out him, he's gonna be disqualification. Well, Michael's gonna get disqualified for that anyway, I assume. And if these two just get this race heated up, does Masso realize? Because we're still 4 laps away. There's still time for safety car, I believe, to come out for 1 lap. So if he takes out someone, that's gonna be a safety car.
It could be, and that safety car might be him.
It can be, but that is gonna ruin the race for his teammate, maybe. We'll see, but he's just letting Max pass. He's still going at it. He's not slowing down too much, but we see that little blank space gap there on his throttles. He's not going full on power right now, so that's gonna be very, very interesting to see. Ooh, that's a very big step coming out of turn 5 where I lost it, but on the exit this time.
That's the first Taylor Swift reference I've heard from Mayor. I don't know how many he's done during his time commentating this race, but that's the first one I've heard.
About 10,000 maybe. Well, we'll see about that. As yeah. But it's been a very big change from Austria. Just looking how fast the night changes here on TSRL, of course. Because last race we had a lot of finishes, a lot of drivers racing. This week, not so many drivers racing, and definitely not so many finishing. So the night changes very quickly. But that is what makes you beautiful, Formula 1. That is what we want to see. Every race can't be the same.
Is now Alfie sees the Ferrari in sight. He knows there's 2 laps left. It's painful, but he's got to accept he's going to stick with the P2 unless he spins or someone else spins. He looks up into that corner. His tyres are really going.
Alfie's on a safe stretch, so he can get 1 more penalties. Windhill will still finish ahead of Sonny, so I think he should be fine with that. Looking at Masso, he is now P5, but he's still over 5 seconds ahead of Mikey, so I don't feel like There's going to be much between those two coming on our way. But looking at the gaps right now at the sharp end, I feel like 2.5 seconds, 2 laps to go, it's just too much. Even without the penalty, it would have been a little bit of a stretch for Alfie, as his tires are also going off the cliff here.
Alfie on every
But
heavy braking zone, he's locking up his tyres, and on the exits you can see him having to make unreasonable corrections just because of his tyres past the tuner.
yeah, but it's been a great ride from Alfie. Just those tires losing now, and I feel like maybe he's lost 2 tenths on the middle sector. So, my man, it's not gonna come to your day, for you today, but you just gotta be ready for it, because it's gonna come for you one day, Alfie. I am so sure about it, and that is something that he will hopefully trust on me, saying that one day he's gonna win his Grand Prix. Will that be
Yes,
in Silverstone next week? We'll see about that, or after the French Grand Prix when this last man, who is currently running fifth, Masso, retires from racing.
yes it will be. And it's the final lap. It's I'm sure Damie's gonna start feeling some nerves now for the rest of his lap. He's just keeping it ahead. You can see him, he's being really careful on the power. He's not worried about Alfie behind. He's just trying. Save it. He's braking mid-corner even, just to get that car rotated. You see Alfie now losing his tyres. Are completely done as we plummet down to the final few corners. And it's going to be the
But for
penultimate
Alfie,
corner. It's
he
going to be the
has to,
penultimate corner for the Italian.
yeah, it's
And
gonna come
today
to home
it's gonna go
for
to
him.
Ferrari. It's gonna go to Damie, and he wins season 1, the Hungarian Grand Prix. Well done for him. I'm gonna stay on stream because we may get some post-race interviews.
Well, might get penalties also closer, so we'll see about that. But for Alfie, he just has to remember how the wording says: everything you lose is a step you take, and that step can only be taken forwards, not backwards from here. He's got his podium now. He's got his maiden podium. I'm sure he's happy with it. Also feeling gutted not to get that win. In the end, then the gap on track 2.8 seconds, so he lost another 3 tenths on the last lap. Just those signs going off there. Well, it's been quite a good race now. A lot of stuff happening, and also our first ticket of the evening has been opened by Yin. So, yes, stewards will be having a look on that commentary PC. I'm gonna make it public for now. Okay? Tell them to come
Okay.
to commentary VC.
Okay, so is it public now? I'll wait for the
Yeah,
people to join.
it is public for all the members on the server. Join and speak with us.
As we now get a radio for Alfie as he screams, "We did it, guys!" Oh my god, wow. After all of that, thank you for the factory.
Yeah,
He's talking back to the
yeah,
factory. He's very happy. He's very happy
yeah.
as we might
I just
get.
feel like him it
Yin
could have
is a
been the
bit
win,
too
but
angry.
it's nice to see that he's happy with the P2. And of course, he's made him podium. Who would not be happy? Also, we need to remember because Massa started the race early, there might be some penalties for him towards that part, and we'll see something else may be coming. Yeah, but that's going to be interesting to see. well, I'm not asking. I think we might get into the broadcast, so we'll see about that. Just gonna keep the line open, Jack, please. You can put. I haven't made the outro scheme yet, so it can be interesting. But there will be a lot of talking points on this Grand Prix, and we're gonna get into them later on the week. But we'll see if I don't feel like we're gonna get any progress today. Well, you can interview me if you want, of
No,
course.
you crashed out. We've already had your interview really midway, as I don't
Oh,
think we're gonna have any
no, I'm
drivers
just saying, I'm just
in.
saying. What a drive from the team, man. It's been a great weekend. Just couldn't get the setup right, and yeah, for people in the factory, you've done amazing work. The car felt bad because of the setup changes, so we're just gonna have to rise from here, and still we rise from here, and it's gonna be a struggle, but together we can do it better than ever. And yes, we've got someone joining, and that is Max in the Alpha Tower. Hello, Max. How are you doing, man?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
can hear
can
you.
hear you, Max. So, welcome to the post-race interview as well. What are your first initial thoughts on the Grand Prix?
Well, it was really tough starting in 10th position, but I made my way through the group, even with the spin and a lot of pitting. But yeah, we managed to get some points. I'm sorry that my teammate DNF'd, but happens. And we'll
Yeah,
see how the rest of the season is going to go.
yeah, we're gonna have a mass Damien the race winner interview after you. But how do you feel like you've got P4 from 10th on the grid, a lot of struggling, and also the fastest lap of the Grand Prix?
Yeah, was very difficult. The other drivers had an incredible pace, one that I couldn't achieve, but I pitted early, put on soft, and got the flying lap. On the last laps, I think Imazo had a problem, so I got past him. Yeah, really tough race, but I'm happy with my result. Fine to you.
How do you feel like for the setup? Did you feel good? And also the tire strategy, with you doing a three-stopper today, do you feel like there could have been anything else you could have done today? Or was it just the right thing to do?
No, I mean, it was my strategy. I didn't want to pit 3 times. I pitted 3 times because I broke 2 times the wing, so I used that time to change my tires also. Uh, what do I say? Incredible race. Now you can interview others.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for Ben Massimiliano for joining us today. We'll have a talk with you in the future, hopefully, as well.
Okay, see ya.
So then, we'll start off with our um, DNF. Sorry, we're gonna have to wait for the winner because I want to do that last. Marcus, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, Marcus. Well, a very unfortunate mistake in qualifying, first of all. How do you feel? Well, what went wrong there?
I felt I don't know. Like I had really good pace. I felt, and I'd say I wasn't really too bothered about starting last. And yeah, I was just annoyed about that crash in the race today.
Yeah, well, starting last on 12th place, climbing up to lead at one point. But how do you feel like about the two Ferraris doing some questionable strategies? Do you feel like it was a little bit too aggressive, maybe, or do you feel like?
No, I think it was hard racing. It was fair. Yeah, it was fun, but uh, yeah, yeah, Master just being annoying, holding everyone up.
Yeah, in the end, then a very unfortunate DNF out of the chicane,
And
just getting onto the power probably too early as I looked onto the replays there. So, well, next week it's Silverstone. It's a sprint weekend. How do you feel about your chances in there? Of course, your home Grand Prix.
I think I think I'll do a lot better. I mean, Hungary, like I said, it's probably not. It's probably one of my worst tracks, and uh, Silverstone is probably one of my better tracks. So I've got a good chance there.
Well, that's great to hear, and good luck to Silverstone and your home Grand Prix. It was a pleasure talking to you, and we'll talk to you in the future, hopefully, as well.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, then, we've got 3 drivers waiting here. I think we're going to go from last to first still. So, Lucas, can you hear me?
Yo, hello.
Hello, Lucas, my man.
Alright.
Well, was a hectic of a race, just qualifying. How do you feel about that? Hungary, not your
it was
best track,
terrible.
so do you feel like it was a disappointment? It was a over successful, or just a normal qualifying?
Sorry, what?
How do you feel about your qualifying with Hungary not being your best tracks? Do you feel disappointed on that P6 qualifying only P6, or do you feel like it's a good result for the team and you?
Oh, I thought it was a great result, to be honest. I mean, everybody's quicker than me, so I'm quite glad I got P6. But yeah,
Well, of course, out qualifying your teammate there by 5 positions and 2 seconds is, of course, a big, big thing to you and the team to have a look on as well. Well, then we go to the race. You were running quite high on the positions behind the Ferraris and the Mercedes of Yin, but just a contact with Yin losing his uh, car and spinning in with contact with Massa. You didn't have enough time to react to that, or were you just not looking enough?
nah, I didn't have enough time. I turned the corner and he was already like middle of the track, like spun out. So didn't have the time to react to it. But no, it was a good race. I was keeping with the pack. I just didn't. I don't know. It just went all wrong in that corner. Could have got good points today. It's a shame.
Well, next week we're going to Silverstone for the sprint weekend. It's close to Scotland. Could be called home race or could not be, depending how you see it. But do you feel like there's a little bit more pace on the table there?
Yeah, I feel like I'm decently paced at Silverstone, so I can maybe put a fight for some decent points for the team. Hopefully, a good weekend.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you, Lucas. Good luck for McLaren and you in the future, and hopefully we'll get to talk together
Thank you.
later on. Well, then we've got Mikey from Haas. Can you hear me?
Yo, yo, yo!
Hello, Mikey. Well,
Yo!
what up? Yo, how you doing, man? Well, that was quite a hectic race, and in the end, then you wanna tell us what happened into turn one?
Where? I don't recall.
Yeah, well, you know, on the around lap 30, I believe it was. Did you have a brake issue, or was something else wrong with the car? Did you hit something, or
I
just
actually ran out of water in the car, so yeah.
oh,
Just,
yeah, just overplaning on down the main
I
straight
wanted
and
to
hitting
borrow
that side?
Martha's water.
Well, that ruined your Grand Prix a little bit while still finishing on P6, bringing those good 8 points. Do you feel like it's a bit of a disappointment with your teammate on podium as well, or do you feel like it was the most you could get today?
Well, I feel like I could have got more, but El Maso, he really annoyed me. So I had to show him who's boss.
Well, next week we're going to Silverstone. Could be seen as your home Grand Prix, maybe, but depending how you see it, how do you feel like maybe there you could have a little bit more luck with that aquaplaning down towards turn one on there, or you just feel like there's more pace on the table maybe in Silverstone?
Well, all I'm going to say is P1 is happening. I'm getting P1. I'm going to win my first race. It's a guarantee.
Well, we'll keep that in mind as we go to Silverstone, and I will remember if you don't win that Grand Prix. But good luck for that. There's some fast competition, but I am sure you'll do just fine there. So it was a pleasure talking to you.
Oh, thank you. Pleasure talking to you. I'll see you
Well,
another day.
Thank you very much. Then we go to Sonny, our podium sitter. P3 man, how you feeling?
Sorry, hello?
Hello, hello,
Hi,
Sonny. How
hi.
you doing?
Hi.
Hello, P3 today. You made your podium finish for today. How do you feel like? How do you feel?
Well, highest position, so, I'm quite happy with that. Um, but yeah, it was a good race. A lot of people mad at El Meso for certain reasons.
Well, do you feel like there could have been a little bit more with the maybe some unlucky safety cars during the Grand Prix as well, and Alfie getting past you in the dying stages? You feel like there could have been maybe a P2 or even the win possible today, or is this the maximum you could have gotten?
Maybe not the win, but I think P2 was definitely there if there wasn't a safety car. But still happy with P3. It's a good finish.
Yeah, it is, and congratulations on that. Next week we go to Silverstone. You feel like maybe another podium, maybe P2, or even the win there. As we heard your teammate saying he's gonna go to the win. What you gonna go on for the P2 then to bring the house 1-2 on
Yeah,
Silverstone?
we're always gonna try it.
You fucking better.
Mike,
Thank you,
sorry, I
Mike.
don't know if I'm muted there. But no, Silverstone's a good track. I think I could perform there.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you. Good luck for the next few races, and we'll come back to you in the future, hopefully.
Yeah.
Thank you. Then for the okay, you have something? Okay. Then finally, after so long of waiting, I'm sorry, we've got our race winner, Damien. Hello, man. Welcome.
Hello.
Congratulations, first of all, on your maiden victory in TSRL. Well, he won the sprint in Austria, but this is your first Grand Prix win. I'm sure you're so excited. How do you feel?
It's not special for me because I think Austria was my win, but I was unlucky. So yeah, I think it's a good result, and I had some difficulties in qualifying. Someone blocks me, but yeah, I think that's a good race.
Yeah, I had a look on that qualifying incident. Yeah, just Mayor being on a he was on a lap there, but just 3 seconds off the pace. So a little bit unfortunate. You catching him a little bit too early, and also him making that crash, maybe losing you time. But to the Grand Prix then, how do you feel about your teammate's performance today? Well, he was trying to help you out, being your rear gunner. Do you feel like he's been too aggressive right now, trying to help you?
No, I don't think he was too aggressive, but someone was too aggressive with him. I think they had good battles, but someone, I think it's not fair to race with.
Yeah, well, the stewards are of course gonna have a look on everything on that. Next week we are going to Silverstone. How do you feel like your chances? Could you get the second sprint win of the season, or is it gonna be a struggle there?
Silverstone is a good race, a good place to race. I'm not bad. I think and I hope I can be first again, but it's difficult. So we will see.
Um, were you a little bit too worried when the dying stages when Alfie overtook Sonny with 5 laps to go? He was 5 seconds behind you. He was gaining 8 tenths per lap. Were you at any point worried about him finding that pace and catching up to you and overtaking you?
We had different strategies, but yeah, I think I made the right choice because at the start someone take me off and I broke front wing, so I had to stop, and then I
Well, we
couldn't
saw
give him.
Yeah, continue, please. Sorry.
Okay, I have to go.
Okay.
And that
Well,
rounds out our pre-race interviews for
rounds
round
out.
6 of
Yeah.
Hungary.
I would have had a few more questions for Damie, but unfortunately he is busy with Ferrari right now. But just wondering how much that you stop, and also we saw how much Damie benefited from that incident between Yin and Lucas bringing out the safety car. He was able to jump Marcus back to the lead of the Grand Prix, and that allowed him to get his maiden Grand Prix win.
Yes, it all went
Well,
Italian this Grand Prix, and this is the round off of the stream. Highlights will be coming whenever Mayor says right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be, if you wanna say, a lot is gonna come from the stewards, of course, after this one. Well, after this, we are gonna have to say thank you for watching the round 6 of TSRL. Kiitos kun katsoit kierroksen 6 TSRL Unkarissa. The Jumped Warheikien round 6. I don't know how to say that in Dutch, but anyway, thank you for watching, and if you Chuck wanna say something.